to another episode of Midnight Mist.
Last
Alright.
episode we talked about Coraline theories.
Yes.
Actually, we didn't talk about it. Simran and Jaden talked about it, so please join that episode
Yes.
so you can see their amazing work that they
Yeah, it was
did.
great. And this week's episode, we will be talking about cursed objects, including James Dean's car and RTD.
RTD.
That's what we're calling him because we can't say his real name. So let's get started with our first topic. You want me to start off?
You start off.
All right. So James Dean was a very famous actor in the 50s to 60s, and he was into like racing and all that stuff. So one day he decided to buy a Porsche. I think it was like a 550 Spider. And he would take it everywhere with him. It was a very fancy car, by the way. And back then, a lot of people like to show off their cars, especially in the racing sequence. But unfortunately, one day, while riding in that car on the way to a racing event, he crashed. Unfortunately, he crashed. And he ended up dying on the scene. And the story goes that whoever would buy that car after him would also die in fatal car crashes. You want to elaborate on that?
So it's basically like the car is cursed, right? And whoever like buys the car is gonna be like passed on to them.
What was that? Guys, sorry about that. We did not know what that strange noise was. But continue into us.
Yeah. So the curse would be passed on to them. So it's like a
Yeah.
death curse. You know, like the Death Note book.
Yeah.
When you write someone's name in it, they stay there forever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Death
so
Note.
it's like, so eventually they're going to be cursed forever. So basically, yeah, so it's like if you were to buy that car, you would die in this a car crash. That's it. It wouldn't be anything else. If you drive in that car, you would die. So people would be afraid to buy that car because of all these car crashes, and it would start to become mysterious because it was like people buying that car and they're dying. So what's the real reason why this is happening? Is it possessed? Is it just a coincidence? But yeah, this is like the infamous story of him, and it all started with James Dean. Like, so it was like you bought the car, no matter where you were going, you would just die in a fatal car crash. And then I think after multiple people bought it, they decided not to sell it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think they destroyed it. They destroyed the car. So the car no longer exists. But we would call this a cursed object. Do you want to add anything? This one's like pretty short. It was just
It's not.
it was just based talking about like all the deaths that happened. But you have anything else to add?
Nothing.
Well, it seems like this might be a little bit of a short episode. So if we have nothing to add, we can get started with our next topic, which is the infamous RTD. Yes.
So RTD sparked a lot of inspiration, especially for the Child's Play movie.
Yes. So the backstory about RTD, a grandfather bought Robert
Gifted
Eugene.
the dog
Yes,
to
gifted
Robert.
to Robert Eugene. It's okay. To Robert Eugene Otto, who was a young boy at the time. So he got it as a gift for him. And at first, the kid enjoyed it. Everything was good, you know. It was just
He was
harmless,
just a kid playing with
innocent.
a doll.
Yes, it was harmless, innocent. But then, as time went on, things started to get a little bit weird,
And freaky.
freaky. So basically, he would talk to the doll like it was alive, and if something like broke on the floor or a noise happened, he would say, "He did it. The doll did it." And his parents were like, "What is going on? A doll can't do that."
I actually saw a similar story yesterday on TikTok. It's
Yeah,
so poor.
dolls especially can get haunted very easily, so they can have attachments, so make sure that you don't buy any creepy dolls. Especially if you watch Chucky or Chucky the series, don't just buy a random doll at a garage sale.
And
That's what I'm
Annabelle.
Okay,
and
so
Annabelle.
does anyone else think they should have smacked that doll in the face and like stomp on his head?
Listen, Chucky,
Like he's just a tiny little
like
doll.
I get that he's strong because of that chant that he does to go into the doll, but you can easily like.
Like if they could burn him, they could smack him.
But the thing is, he can transfer his soul into something else. So
So?
once that host dies, so he never can die. But as I was saying, let's get back into that. So basically, his parents would wonder why he was blaming it on the doll. Maybe they thought it was imagination. You know, a child sometimes they think things or just want to have fun,
Mhm.
but things just got way too weird. And to make it even weirder, this happened until adulthood. He would bring that doll everywhere, and people would make fun of him on the street because they're like, why is this a grown man bringing that doll everywhere he goes? They thought it was weird, so I can't speak. So they would make fun of him. But
Imagine if those people that made fun of him dropped dead.
yes, hopefully karma didn't get them too bad. But eventually the doll ended up, I'm not sure if Robert is still alive or not, Robert Eugene Otto, but eventually the doll ended up making its way into a museum because of how haunted it was. And the story goes that you can actually go visit him to this day.
Yay.
That he's in a glass box just like Annabelle, but you're not supposed to mock him, you're not supposed to take photos of him, because if you do, he will curse you.
And there's still photos of him online.
Yeah, so basically, there's been some accounts where people have gone to visit him and they've mocked him, took photos with him, said things to him, and things such as death, car crashes, divorces would happen. So it's like you would get bad juju because you would make fun of him. He will curse you. So that's why, also too, you're not even supposed to say his name. So even though we said Robert Eugene Otto, you're not supposed to say his, like, RTD, like Robert the, you know. But he's a cursed doll, so if we do not advise going to see the doll if you know where he's at, but if you do, make sure you're respectful and you don't mock him or say anything, because you're bound to be cursed by him. And actually, two ghost investigators named Sam and Kobe, do you know them? They're very famous on YouTube. They went to go visit him and they taunted him. Luckily, nothing happened. But if you watch their videos and like you're a subscriber, Sam has attachments to him. So maybe by doing that, they got a curse. But we wouldn't highly recommend. Intaz, you already watch. If you've watched all the episodes, you know he's not scared, so he would definitely go. Would you try mocking him?
Yes.
Yeah, he would. He's not scared at all. Personally, I don't do anything with ghosts. I'm only here to inform. I don't mess with ghosts. No, I am religious, so I don't want nothing attaching to me. But don't never say his name. Never mock him. Do you wanna add anything else? Literally, when we meant it was gonna be a short episode.
Yeah.
There's nothing really else to say. No. Well, the only connection we could really make is that
they're both cursed.
Yes, that they're both cursed, and we're just here to inform. If you want to do more information on your own, so you can search up James Dean and RTD. You know his name is Robert, so if you want to search up that, that's up to you guys. But if there's nothing else to say, thank you for watching today's episode of Midnight Miss.
Yay.
Yeah, you sound so excited. And don't forget to tune in to next week's episode, and we love you all. Goodbye.